Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I take the Insta360 One R around the city of Fukuoka to explore 10 new effects that you can complete with the Insta360 One R app. Let's get it. Hey, before I get started, if you want to push the subscribe button down below, it really helps out the channel. I'd appreciate it. And at the same time, if you want to hit the like button, the last video got 7 likes, let's go for 8 likes this time for Kobe. Now recently, Insta360 One R had a major update, and now the app was able to connect to my camera. At the same time, it included 12 new effects that you could use in the app, so I decided to test out the AI, learn a bit more about my camera, explore my city of Fukuoka all in one day. These are 10 new effects I chose to attempt with the Insta360 One R. Appreciate them because I got sunburnt creating this. Number 1. Flash Dash. The Flash Dash is an interesting shot. I mean, it makes you basically look like the Flash. Or some people would like to say it makes you look like Pikachu because it gives you yellow sparks that spurt out of you. The way they recommend you do it is you take the selfie stick, extend it fully out, hold it on your shoulder 2/3 of the way, they hold it at a 10 to 30 degree angle, and you walk forward for 2 minutes. There are other ways you can do it as long as, honestly, as long as you're in the frame, you can create this illusion without having to actually hold it behind you, but this is how they recommend it. So when you go in the app, you want to select Flash Dash, you want to click Apply, you want to select the clip that you want. At this point, you want to track yourself and make sure you click the lightning button in order to create that illusion of lightning bolts during a certain time period. Hit Export, and it should look something like this. Number 2, Clone Trail. Now, Clone Trail is exactly what it sounds like, or you're basically adding a clone of yourself multiple times in the video. Or there's also a way to already have the clones out in the video and you basically making them disappear as you go through. In order to create this, all you need is to put your 360 camera onto a selfie stick, place it down in front of you, stand about 2 meters away and make sure you're in frame and just walk past it. That's it. And after that, you let the AI do its work. So once you have the clip, all you need to do is go into the app, select Clone Tool, hit Apply, select the clip, track yourself, and then select the amount of clones that you want. You can go in reverse, you can go forwards, or you can have many of them. At this point, hit Export, and it should look something like this. Number 3, Spin View. Now with the Spin View, it's very simple. I don't really have an example of how I took it. Basically what you're doing there is you're gonna take a photo with your camera, make sure it's in camera mode, and choose the 3 to 5 second delay in the bottom right corner, choose 3 to 5. And then basically take a photo, make sure in order for it to look nice, just make sure the background in front of you is scenic. It'll take a photo of you, but at the same time, since it's double lens, it'll take a photo of the exterior as well, and you sort of want to have both sides looking nice. So that's my recommendation. But simply you do that, put it into the app, spits out, and it's gonna look something like this. Number 4, Parallel Planet. Is a nice illusion. It makes it so that you're on a little planet and you're basically walking with it, and it follows you in the direction that you go. Whether you go left, right, it's gonna follow you. This one to create, all you have to do is yet again set it on a tripod, make sure you're in a 2 meter distance around it, and basically walk in a circle all the way around. So if you're gonna take this to the app, all you have to do is select Parallel Planet and select Apply, choose your clip, make sure you track yourself, and then hit Export, and you should be able to see something like this. Number 5, stop stop motion. Now stop motion is one of my favorite ones because it's basically making you look like a stop motion character without you having to take millions of shots of video over and over again. This one's simple. You're basically gonna take the selfie stick, extend it all the way out, hold it to your side, make sure you're in frame. You're just gonna walk. It's gonna make your arm really strong, but you're gonna hold it for about 2 to 3 minutes. At this point, I think you get the picture of what to do with the app, but just to go over it again, select stop motion, select apply, track yourself, and once you track yourself, you can choose whether you want to go forwards, reverse, backwards, no motion, and it should look something like this. Number 6. Dolly Zoom. Now the Dolly Zoom effect is something that I know a lot of people recommend, or it's really difficult to choose or create. I'm not much of a fan of it. I tried it with this camera because it had the ability to do so. Honestly, my results weren't the most exciting in my opinion. Maybe I didn't film close enough to my face, but basically for this, you need to take the camera, put it onto the tripod, have someone take it for you, hold it steady, have them be about a meter in front of you, and then just slowly record and start walking back slowly for 6 to 8 seconds. That's simply all you need, and after that, you let the AI do its work, and it should create a Dolly Zoom effect. Number 7. Auto time shift. Now the auto time shift is something that I really actually enjoyed. The AI does take advantage and does try to tell you what is important and what it determines as important, and I'm hoping that in the future they do make it so that you can actually choose what's important and you can edit it as such. This one's pretty cool. You have to film for about 3 minutes of holding the stick upright. Simply put, you're just gonna take the selfie stick, extend it out fully, hold it upright, and just walk with it. While you hold it upright, you're gonna walk through the city, and basically it's gonna try to choose things that it thinks are important. What I found interesting is actually that while I walked through the city of Fukuoka, and I was walking through Tenjin, it just decided to show every single restaurant. And in fact, you can make it so you just skip those and then go to what you determine is important. I'm gonna show you what it actually decided to show, just because I think it's pretty interesting to see what the app and the AI thinks is important. You don't have to move. It's literally a 360 camera. It's gonna gather everything, so just walk straight, walk wherever you want, walk for 3 minutes, and after 3 minutes, end the footage, and you should be able to get something like this. Number 8, jump planet. The jump planet is an illusion where you're trying to create a situation where you jump and then you jump from one location to another location. And you continuously do this. You can go up to 6 times in the app. So 6 different locations, it has the options for you to use. But I will say a couple tips for a recommendation. Make sure you're facing the same direction, or at least holding the camera the same way, because if you hold it backwards, you're gonna look backwards and then you can't use that footage, because then you'll be jumping one way and then turning around the other way. What I did during the jumps is I held it upright and then jumped with it. I did notice that people would sort of hold it at an angle so that you could see their whole body while they jump. I think that would actually look interesting. But for the footage that I got, I was standing upright, so you're just gonna see the top of my head. I do also want to say I recommend that, and it does too, that you jump 2 times at each location and 2 seconds in between. So the initial jump that you do, so you jump up, at the top of that is where it's going to start creating the footage, and you drop down. And then on your second jump, when you go up, that's when you're leaving the area and going to another location. So make sure that you jump twice, give yourself 2 seconds. I mean, you can give yourself as much time as you want in the middle and just do whatever you want. Well, it's your footage. But it says 2 seconds minimum, and then go to the next one. And if you do it correctly and you put it in the app, it should look something like this. Number 9, Roll Planet. Roll Planet is similar to the Parallel Planet, in which you are running on a planet, but in this situation, you're continuously going one direction, you're not going back and forth. With Roll Planet, you're just gonna basically like a gerbil on a hamster wheel, just going The thing about that though, what I thought would be interesting was if I got on my longboard and just did a circle on the planet. I thought it would be a cool illusion. It's okay, but like I said before, it's really tough to longboard in a circle 2 meters away. Yeah, because the creation of this is basically the same way that you create the Parallel Planet. It's put it on a tripod, stick it 2 meters out, make sure you go in a circle around and go twice around. It's difficult to do on a longboard. I suggest probably running is easier, but with a longboard, it was fun to try to go in circles over and over again. Dizzying for sure, but when you complete it, this is what it's gonna look like. Number 10, Time Flip. Now, Time Flip, actually, you've already seen it if you've seen my intro in this video and the previous video, is similar to the Jump Planet, except that it's making it so that you are flipping the area of your location, a 180-degree flip, like a book almost. And I think it actually looks pretty cool. I like the visual. It's gonna be tough to put it in videos all the time, but what I like about it is that you could put it into Instagram on your Instagram story, and it's pretty interesting actually for that. And people like always ask, what is that? So what I recommend is finding 6 little flat locations and make sure that no one is around, because I noticed that when I was standing around and people were in front of the camera, the AI will sometimes go and track them. Now I know that they're starting to update the app, so maybe it's going to have the ability to no longer need to use just the AI, and you can actually track the individual that you want to utilize for the time flip, which in this case would be myself, because I was the one doing the flipping. But for the time being, it's not available. So what you see is the remaining footage that I was able to capture, and some of the other ones I couldn't use, but you can only use 6 max. And so this was one of my favorites, and all you have to do is extend the selfie stick all the way out, hold it at 180 degrees across your body, one hand, and then just bring it across. And do it twice, just so that you get enough of the motion, because sometimes maybe it won't capture after one. So do it twice, maybe 3 times. I did it 3 times, and then it should look something like this. So those are the 10 new effects that I actually tried out. A few of my favorites was the time flip, the auto time shift. What other one was my favorite? The stop motion was a pretty nice favorite of mine as well. And I think the jump one is pretty cool. They're very nice. All these are very nice for short clips for social media, I believe. It's cool that what the camera can do now that I actually know what I'm doing. Like, you can put a video together. So how about we try to add some music, maybe cut and chop a few things and see what we can do. And maybe we can combine this into a video of Fukuoka.